Boom. That took maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20. And if I don't say myself, or if I don't say so myself, this is one of the most precise measuring jobs of mortar that I've ever done, because that is how much extra mortar I have left. After doing this whole floor, I've got, you know, I don't know, literally almost a fistful of mortar, maybe a little bit more. So now I can just go ahead and pre-fill a little bit so I don't waste it. We're good to go. And there's the empty bucket just for proof. So I'm probably gonna just go ahead and let this dry today. You can tile right away on it, but I'm not in such a rush that I have to go ahead and start working on it right away. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it be, because one of the priorities is I wanna try to finish the rest of the drywall work, where I'm gonna be putting the orange waterproof membrane around the shower perimeter, and I wanna get that done before I try to put that up tomorrow. So my focus for the rest of the day is gonna be drywall, keeping drywall going in here. Oh, and by the way, welcome back to the next installment of our bathroom remodel adventure. It's actually the following day, Sunday afternoon now. Just did some more drywall work. My overall game plan for the day is I want to do the Curdy membrane on the walls, but I don't want to mix up that mortar until I'm ready to set the floor. And I want to sand the drywall where the Curdy is going to be before I put the Curdy on. And if you don't even know what Curdy is, you'll see in a minute. But kind of an order of things I want to get done over the course of the day, but all that starts with getting this drywall mud here dried. So I got a fan that I'll turn on to dry the drywall mud, and then while that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and do what we do sometimes on floors, and especially on a floor this size, is I'm gonna go ahead and lay out and pre-cut everything so that once I mix up mortar to do the waterproof membrane on the walls, I can just go straight from that into laying the floor tile. Yes, I like it. Do you like it? Nice. Looks pretty good. It'll look really good with our blue vanity. What paint color are we going with, possibly?
All Benjamin Moore colors. So I don't have those memorized as good as Sherwin-Williams. But like very, 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 very light bluish color.
Nice. Yeah. So like slightly more blue than the white subway tile and the white tub, but not like blue, yes. Blue.
Like an off, like a white with like a blue tint to it.
I'm just playing. New day, new shirt, even though it's still green. Yeah, it's the following evening and the floor is dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and break off all these clips and clean up the floor. And then I ended up not doing any work on the walls. Shower walls are still barren and drywalled. So I'm gonna clean up the floor and then I'm going to do a little bit of drywall sanding and then I'm gonna mix mortar up and do the Curdy on the walls. So this system, we've been using this system for a long time and it's really cool. In case you couldn't tell either in the video yesterday, which is of course time lapse, so you probably couldn't, but these wedges, you just slide them in and they're basically ridges on the top, and so they just click in and get tighter and tighter and tighter. So the tops of the tiles are held flush, which will prevent any lippage. But then once they're set, they're super easy to break. You just tap them right here and they break right off. So what I'll often do is do all of the short sections like this, and then you can just run your hammer like so. Goes really quick. I'm gonna try something new here, so you guys let me know what you think about it. Trying to do voiceovers instead of always talking to the camera. That way I can show you guys what I'm doing while also talking about it. So here I just sponged down the drywall. It's called hydrating the substrate. That way the moisture from the mortar doesn't wick into the drywall quite as fast, which will affect how it cures and it's just overall bonding and installation quality. So after I spread mortar all over this section of the wall, I had already pre-cut a piece of this Curdy waterproofing membrane. So just get that lined up where it's supposed to be on the inside corner and over to the edge of where the tile assembly will be, and just apply it to the mortar and then press it in, bed it properly into the mortar for good adhesion and bonding strength. And of course doing the same thing on the upper section of the wall again. Hydrate the substrate, apply the mortar, and apply the Curdy membrane. I really love working with this Schluter system, both the Ditra on the floor, which is the orange waffly stuff that went down underneath the floor tile, and then also the Curdy membrane for waterproofing walls like this. It's super lightweight, which makes it nice to work with, of course. You're able to lay tile directly over it as soon as you install the waterproofing layers, which is not the case with some other products. And it's just super easy to work with. As long as you install this stuff correctly, which means both using the correct size trowel and the overlap, which is about 2 to 2.5 inches, this stuff just seals and you don't have water getting through to your drywall or inside your wall cavities behind your drywall.
one of the ways to install this Curdy membrane is to just avoid needing to wrap the inside corners by just wrapping membrane all the way around the wall, so on 2 or 3 different wall surfaces. But having done that before, it's a little bit more challenging to keep the mortar wet long enough and just work with the larger sections of Curdy membrane. So the alternative way of doing that is you take this 5-inch Curdy band and crease it in half like this on something handy like a door jamb, and then that turns it into very similar to drywall tape, paper drywall tape that has a crease in the middle. That creates your inside corner ceiling piece. So while technically this is avoidable and it's a little bit of extra work, I just think that it's easier because you get to do just smaller sections individually, and then just take this simple step of essentially taping the corners to create your 2-inch or 2.5-inch overlap and make everything nice and waterproof. And if you end up with any penetrations through this membrane, all you have to do is install a small piece of the membrane over top of the hole like that. And then there's also special seals that go around the mixing valve, the shower head, the tub spout, all these places to help keep water from getting behind all of this stuff. And it just makes for a nice, clean installation, as you can see. So now we are all done with the waterproofing step, which will make sure we don't have water getting where we don't want water getting. We are ready for tile.
Don't go too fast. I want to get to the top.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna win.
Okay, you know, still gets a couple out. Hey, Dad, use this one. Where do I put this one? Just put it on.
Put them on the little platform.
These are actually really hard. I don't know why I wanted to do this.
Because you wanted to help.
Yeah, I want the bathroom done soon, so I can go potty up here.
Yeah.
Alright, Dad, I think I'm too little to pull these out because they're very flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty stuck in there.
So they have to use all your strength.
Use all my strength? Okay, I'll use all my strength.
Which is going to be easy for you.
I'll use all my strength.
So easy. Now, I need to exercise with my arms.
Whoop, snap that one. Some of them are really in there.
Good job. Well, those are easy for you. Your daddy is strong.
This was my first time ever laying subway tile in a horizontal straight stack application like this. It's what my wife wanted, so that's what we did. And it does look pretty cool, I gotta admit. It was also a little bit easier to lay, I think, than a traditional brick joint subway tile. And if you've been wondering why I left that rectangle in the middle of the big wall with no tile, here's why. So we always like to cut our niches in after the fact, because that way we can put them exactly where we want them within the tile coursing and not have any weird finish up cuts. So I'm just cutting the piece of drywall out of the way, and then using Curdy board, which is a 1/2 inch foam board with the Curdy membrane applied to the face of it, and I'm cutting them to fit snugly between the back side of the drywall and the exterior wall sheathing, and then using Curdy Fix, which is a white super high strength sealant, to seal the edge of the drywall and seal the Curdy board components to each other.
All right, been making good progress on the shower, as you've just seen. And I went this morning and picked up the shelf for the niche that we had our stone countertop guys make for us. And it fits perfectly. And I don't remember if I said already, but the bottom ledge or sill of this niche is actually pre-sloped. The piece of Curdy board that's on the bottom is already a little bit higher in the back. You should be able to see just that slight difference in how the shelf relates to the grid lines on this Curdy board. So I don't have to worry about trying to shim it or anything. Once I install it, it'll just sit right there at that slight incline. Just so water won't pool at the back corners. It'll want to run off and, you know, go down towards the drain. So I am going to go ahead and get this niche knocked out. Allow me to clean up all of the tile stuff that I've had out, kind of taking over the whole house the last couple weeks, and then be one step closer to being done in this bathroom. Okay, I have a confession to make. It has been 13 months since what you just saw. We did in fact get the bathroom functional before our friends came from out of town last November, believe it or not. I got the toilet installed, I got the vanity installed, you know, temporarily, even put in the medicine cabinet and the new light fixture. But as you can clearly see, there is no paint on the walls. There's no trim anywhere. We still have the old door with no closet door yet. And that's because after our friends went back home, I just didn't work on it for the last 13 months. So it is now winter of 2024, almost 2025. And I think it's probably time to get back to work on this bathroom. So that's what's going to be happening in the next video. I had just not filmed after I finished the tile and, you know, got through getting ready for our friends to come. So it happened, but we got to get back to work because there's still a lot to do in this room. So more to come on the next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.